Hello and welcome to part 4 of the Vulcan Shuttle Surak. As you can see, the bench is quite empty, but that's because I've been doing some painting and I've caught it on video but forgot to do the introduction. So what I will do is I will go straight into the video footage of the spraying. Basically I've given it an overcoat of the sort of mauve, sort of purpley pink colour, and then started to spray in some of the details as well before we start on to the decalling. So here we are then at the present. As you could see, I changed the colour of these side panels. I'm thinking that these will hopefully blend in more than just that sort of stark mauve colour once we've got some weathering on there as well. Also done some bits of detailing on the sled itself, done in the panels here, and just been tidying up generally all around. Just added a few little colour accents into the panelling here, and also some of the greeblies that I put on as well. Okay, what we'll do now is we'll come back, we'll paint in these areas here, which are actually on a decal, but what we'll do is we'll paint those in, and we'll carry on. Okay, right, so next up we're going to paint what I can only assume as being the landing legs for the sled. Mask them off, and I'm mixing up my own sort of a coppery brown sort of colour. We can sort of get that into the shot there. Basically it's XF6 copper and a little bit of the whole red, which is XF9. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll thin this out and load the gun up, and then we'll start spraying. Okay. Right, well, first disaster on the build. Didn't realise how bad the gun or the brush needed to be set up again after the last lot of spraying, but managed to get a massive lot of overspray on the inside there, as you can see. So hopefully the decals are going to, there we go, cover them up. So we'll leave it as it is, and then we'll see how it goes. But yes, not very happy at the moment. So that's disaster strike one. Okay, right, I think disaster avoided. Whilst I had everything to hand, I quickly managed to get the airbrush cleaned and set up a bit better, and I've just sort of puffed in the pink again I had, and as you can see, it's done a pretty good job. There's a few little bits of debris in there, but I won't worry about that. They'll come out once the paint is dry, and we'll get that ready for decalling. Okay, so we'll demask this now and see how it all turns out. Okay, right, well, demasked all the landing legs now, and as you can see they're nice and sharp. So we'll let that all dry, and then we've just got to pick out a few more details on there. I've also done the side vents and what go on to the nacelles that I painted in the sort of the pinkish brown colour. And I've also weathered them up now, as you can see. Okay, it looks rather nice using the Tamiya weathering system again. Some oil stain, and also the orange rust as well. Okay, so we'll carry on, and next up we'll do is to paint some more little details on there, and just quickly getting on to doing some decaling. Okay, right, now we're going to start doing or attempting to start doing the decaling. Now, first of all, a word of warning to anyone who's going to try and do this. This one of these sheets has been notorious for falling apart, so it's been very thinly printed and very delicate. Not sure which sheet it was, so I've done a test piece, cut a test piece out of Booth, and what I've done is I've used Microsol liquid decal film and painted it over the entire sheet with a fan brush and give it a nice even coat all over. Don't know if you can actually see, but it still shows up the original demarcation lines, but the whole sheet now is completely covered in this film, so that if I was to actually cut away from there, then there'll be a massive overhang of the actual carrier film. So what we'll do is we'll start cutting out some of the pieces and then attaching them to the actual shuttle body, and to do that I'll be using microset and microsol, and then hopefully we should have some sturdy decals, or sturdy enough to actually go onto the shuttle. Okay. Okay, right, well, after some very long and tedious hours of trying to get these decals to lay down, even with the decal film on, they are extremely fragile. The first attempted one was the middle section here, and as you can see, it split on me. Not only did that split on me, but several of the ones on the top didn't want to lay down properly, and they've curled up, and no matter how much the actual microset and sole I've put on, they still won't want to go down properly. I've still got this one here to do at the corner here. You can just probably make that out if I put my finger there. It's coming up at the edge there, so I'll put in some more coat on that. But the major problem was the front of the actual shuttle. Now I have took photographs, which hopefully you've already seen on the actual video. Even though the paint, or the actual surface this was going on, was very smooth, there was a lot of bubbles that appeared. Using a pin to prick them and then laying down some more microset and sole didn't cure some of them, and they actually sort of just opened up like volcanoes and eventually broke off. So what I done is I ended up remasking the blue and the purple, made up my own colours, and sprayed them. All I've done is actually lost out the line of, or very fine line of red sort of spaces on the side there, so not too worried about that. But we'll go on and just put another coat of microset and sole onto these decals here on the side here, and then we'll give it a coat of a semi-gloss. I'm not going to go flat, not just yet. May not actually, but we'll see how it looks eventually. Got to repaint the thruster ports as well. As you can see, I've already done the top ones. They just do not want to lay down whatsoever, and not only that, the printing wasn't in register either. Once you laid them down, there was a very bold outline, sort of almost an orange instead of a yellow, so repainted those by hand. So yeah, we'll carry on. We'll call this episode 4 or video 4. In 5 we'll start, as I've already done here on the actual sled itself. Again, some of those were fragile, but we're now getting on to some of the blue. This is still the first sheet that I'm actually using, so whether the second one will come out any better, we shall see. But for now, we'll call this the end of part 4, and hope that you're still enjoying and liking and subscribing. So for now, we'll wish everyone a happy new year. Be good to each other. keep modelling, and most of all, go out and get a model. Bye for now.